There's very few politicians left in Canada that the people actually respect. Oh yeah. I mean, top of the list, we've got Candice, we've got Pierre, and we've got Raquel. Those are great, great conservative members of Parliament. Now, do you trust Trudeau? I don't think so. Do you trust Freeland? No. Do you trust Jagmeet? All these people, they're the biggest hypocrites you'll ever see in your entire life. That's right. More than your family that is turned against you for getting or for not getting the jab. More than your friends that have completely turned against you for not getting the jab, who are now just waking up and saying, hey, I don't think that the government's doing is actually good, even though they've done nothing but suck at the teat of the government over the past couple of years. Today we've got Candice. Oh yeah. Remember, I mentioned her at the very start of the video, a very respectable member of Parliament. She's here to give us a nice little talk and see what's up. Here we go.
Colleagues, chers collègues, I'm going to invite you to join me in welcoming the chef de l'opposition, the Honourable Candice Bergen.
When have you ever seen a Liberal get that type of applause?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So good to see everybody. Thank you very, very much. Bonjour tout le monde et merci d'être ici. It's very good to see everyone. And I'm so excited this morning to be welcoming Canadians into our National Caucus meeting and to have the chance to speak directly to all of you. And so I want to begin speaking directly to those in our country who are watching and are struggling right now. Some of you are struggling with feelings of frustration because it's costing you double what it used to fill your gas tank, and gas just keeps going up. Some of you are struggling with feelings of desperation because the groceries to feed your families are higher than ever, and you don't know how you're going to make ends meet. You've worked so hard and you've always tried your best, and right now your best doesn't seem to be enough. And so many of you, my fellow Canadians, are struggling with feelings of hopelessness because the COVID mandates and restrictions are keeping you from living the life that you once knew and loved. There are a lot of you who are struggling, you Canadians who are normally so strong and so resilient and so full of joy and hope. Right now, you're worried, you're unsure, and you're feeling anxious. Between the cost of everything going up, the continued and seemingly endless COVID rules, and everything that is going on in the world, you are having a hard time keeping the smile on your face and having hope for your future. I want to begin by speaking directly to you. I want you to know that Conservatives understand, and we care, and we want to provide solutions to the problems that we're all facing together. And that's been the focus of everything that we have been doing over the last many months. And it's why we have suggested some reasonable and pragmatic solutions to address the cost of living crisis. Not more big government spending, which has proven to make inflation worse, but solutions that cut taxes and let you keep more of your money.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Because, and I think we all know this, the fact is the more these Liberals spend, the worse your life gets. So
Yep.
We asked the government to suspend the carbon tax and the GST on gas and diesel. That would help a lot to bring down the cost of gas and, frankly, everything else. We've also been asking that the government let Canadians go back to their pre-COVID normal. Experts and leaders across the country agree with us and have called for the federal government to remove the vaccine mandates that are hurting Canadians and causing chaos at the airports. Now, just yesterday, after immense pressure from Conservatives, The government gave in and announced some changes to their vaccine mandates, but they did keep some restrictions in place. Unfortunately, the changes they announced yesterday will do nothing to fix the chaos at the airports. While millions of Canadians who were barred from traveling in Canada now can, it's too late for so many. So many Canadians were hurt while the Prime Minister stubbornly clung to vaccine mandates without any evidence that they were necessary. And while he dragged his feet, families were separated. Grandparents couldn't see their grandchildren, and weddings, funerals, and the birth of children were missed. These are milestones and memories that so many Canadians will never get back. This fact will be the Prime Minister's legacy, a legacy of dividing, wedging, and stigmatizing Canadians, all for his own gain. Because every time we brought forward any of our positive solutions, the Prime Minister always said no. Sadly, he thinks that by saying no to us Conservatives, he's hurting us politically. But the reality is he's saying no to you, to Canadians, and he's causing you stress, he's causing you hurt, he's causing you anxiety. We're trying to show Prime Minister Trudeau that he's hurting you and get him to change his mind and actions. Not for us, but for you. Nous aimons tous ce pays, je le sais. Quelles que soient vos idées politiques,
Oh no, her French
vos
is
origines,
horrible.
is not uniformity. But separating people, I'm going to tell you, Conservatives believe that's actually a good thing. That's because we believe in Canada, a Canada that celebrates freedom and honors diversity. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When I say diversity, I am not talking about identity politics. I am not talking about separating people based on differences like the Liberals like to do.
Absolutely.
No. Conservatives believe in freedom of thought, belief, expression, and opinion. And out of that freedom comes a rich diversity. And that's exactly what Canada is about.
Yep. Fantastic. It's in our anthem, for crying out loud. In Canada, unity is not uniformity. We should always welcome different views and different perspectives. We can achieve great things if we respect one another, if we listen to each other, and genuinely strive to work together. We can't achieve this by playing politics and driving Canadians apart, like the Prime Minister is doing. Now, at this point, I have to mention something that has been very concerning for us and for many Canadians. In February, when the Prime Minister invoked the Emergency Measures Act, freezing bank accounts and shutting down civil liberties, he set a very serious and a very dangerous precedent. Conservatives and many Canadians, including experts, were skeptical. But he and his Minister of Public Safety said that they used it because law enforcement asked for it. We have now learned that that is not true. In fact, it is absolutely false. Misinformation.
We saw the Public Safety Minister repeat over and over again over the course of many months that law enforcement asked for the Emergencies Act.
Yeah.
That the Liberals only invoked it because they were asked, that they didn't have any other options. We now know from testimony that was false. The minister misled the House, he misled MPs, and more importantly, he misled Canadians. He has corrupted the committee and the upcoming inquiry, both charged with the task of probing the government for its use of the Emergencies Act. And for that reason, he needs to resign. The Prime Minister needs to ensure that the Minister of Public Safety resigns.
Accountability would go a long way.
I have to tell you, I am concerned that the Prime Minister won't do this because he's done it before. Misleading Canadians is something that we are used to from this government. When Canadians caught the Prime Minister breaking the rules in the SNC-Lavalin scandal and the We Charity scandal, Trudeau shifted the blame and attacked his opponents. He even kicked out 2 strong, smart women from his own caucus just because they called him out. We hope this time he does the right thing.
If you didn't know, Trudeau's a woman hater. He hates women. Why else would he remove two strong, independent women from his cabinet?
And asks the public safety minister to resign. Now, it's also important to remind ourselves that these are the soft on crime liberals who are changing our laws to let criminals who've committed crimes with guns do their time at home under house arrest. They are effectively putting offenders back in the very same communities that are terrorizing them. They are loosening sentencing restrictions for hardened criminals and making our prison system a series of revolving doors. The liberal soft on crime approach has failed Canadians. It's failed you. If you live in a city like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, or Winnipeg, this has failed you. Under the Liberals, gun crime has skyrocketed and murders are at a 30-year high. Their gun bans are illogical and ineffective and nothing more than political posturing. Gun criminals need to be put in jail.
Without affecting law-abiding gun owners.
Now, these criminals can get help when they're in jail, but for goodness sake, do not let them out on the streets again to hurt innocent people. It seems that in all of these areas, the Prime Minister has completely lost sight of what Canadians need, and it's hurting you and your families. But don't give up hope, because Conservatives will keep working. We are a strong and unified caucus, and we are a strong, unified, and big party. Over 600,000 Canadians have joined our party and our movement. It is historic. And we will keep bringing forward ideas to make life better for all Canadians. To my colleagues here today, as we finish these final weeks before we go back to our ridings, let me thank you for your incredible work over the last several months. It truly has been the honor of my life to work with you and to lead you as together we serve Canadians. Let's continue, colleagues, to defend Canadians from the crushing cost of living and help give them hope for their future. Let's do everything that we can to unite Canadians to build a better country for everyone. I began my remarks today speaking directly to Canadians, and I want to end that way. To you who are watching and listening, don't give up hope on your dreams and desires for you and your family. And don't give up hope on this great country, on Canada, because we Conservatives won't stop until Canadians are able to get their lives back and have all of the things that so many have worked so hard for. On that, I give you my word. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Let's have amazing. A great day.
She was speaking right to my soul on that one, man. You know, I got a family, a new family I'm starting, right? Got a kid. My girlfriend and I have a kid on the way. End of October 2022. Fingers crossed, a Halloween baby. And it's hard. It's been really hard where we both, you know, recently we've been talking about maybe even leaving Canada, looking at other options. It's difficult to want to remain here because it's going downhill. Our leadership is ridiculous. They're laughing stock. They're not even real people. They can't answer questions. They spend money like they're rock stars. And they're not, man. They're not rock stars. They're politicians. You have a job to do, right? There's no after parties for politicians. There's no glamorous jet flights. There's no glamorous catering. You're not going around popping champagne bottles. You're a politician. You serve the people. You serve me. I'm your boss, Trudeau. And I'm fed up, as well as millions of other Canadians. And I don't want to leave this country. I love Canada. Born and raised here. I've been to dozens of countries. And I always come back here. I've traveled the world, man. I always come back to Canada because I love it here. Well, I used to. It's difficult to love this country now. And when Candice just said, don't give up on you and your family, I'm trying my best not to give up. So we got to keep fighting. We got to keep standing up for the truth and exposing the people and hold them accountable. That's why this guy who invoked the Emergencies Act unlawfully needs to be held accountable. He needs to lose his job. Politicians are not safe and they don't have job security. Safe as in job security is what I mean. They're not exempt from the law. They're not held above the law. They're held to the same account as every single Canadian. In fact, even they should be held to a higher standard because they're representation of our country. And it's not acceptable what they're doing. So, I love listening to you, Candice. you resonate with millions of Canadians, myself included. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.
Sorry? I thought I was going to make it through this, but I'm not. It hurts.
Emotional damage.